confirm those changes again, okay? Because it'd be against free will. So let's go to rejection, the deep science, and the three things that we'll be talking about. How successful individuals harness the power of rejection. And so the three things that we'll quickly talk about, and then we'll go into deep states. And if you have questions on rejection, guys, post them, and hopefully I'll get to them. The origin or purpose of rejection, okay? The wrong way that most people use it. And then a deep metamorphosis meditation to help you receive from the past. So all the rejection that you've had in the past, okay, we can rewire you, your emotions and so on. We can rewire you for that, so it's beneficial for you. Yeah. So we'll rewire you for that. So transforming your past rejections into, say, success patterns, and then helping you, say, create. So we've got a lot of stuff to do in this half hour. We might go a little bit more because we started a little bit later. So it'll still be about a half an hour or so. So the first thing, the original purpose of rejection, just like anything else, okay? We use most things wrong, especially, say, for example, emotions, right? We stay away from, and even the biggest names like Tony Robbins and whoever else is in the past that's out there, the big gurus out there, they go, God, you kill your negative emotions and shit like that. And it's like, no, those negative emotions are there for you to understand. It's kind of like putting your hand on a hot stove, and I'm sure you've heard this before, and then you don't have the senses or the fear to go, shit, that's going to burn the hell out of my hand, right? So what do most people do, right? It's like, no, I'm just gonna numb myself. Sorry about that, guys. I'm just gonna numb myself and then put my hand on the hot stove. Okay. So the original purpose for, say, rejection, negative emotions, and all those things that people fear and stay away from is to keep your ass safe. It's just, that's all it is. Okay. It's just a mechanism to keep you safe. Okay. So rejection, in its truer purpose, or in the XI purpose, is all about helping you understand that you're weak at some level. Okay, you're weak at some level that you need to strengthen, so you can go towards whatever situation, say like group rejection, public speaking, or being rejected in an intimate relationship, or being rejected in a group, or being rejected however you see rejection. Okay, basically it's just telling you, and this is why it's hard, that you're not good enough to stay in that space. Just think of it that way. Okay. Now, there's caveats to that, because again, we've deformed the consciousness of rejection, because there's billions of people practicing it the wrong way. So we've literally, say, deformed or fucked up the programming, basically, on how pure rejection works. And that's why, we operate from a higher consciousness, which I call high performance consciousness. So the deformity comes from, you get rejected because you're a higher level being. Okay. So let me just lay it out for you very simply, and I'll start over again just to. So you're here. You're at a level, say, 1 consciousness. Okay. And I'm just throwing numbers. I'm not, criticizing you or anything, or rejecting you. You're at level 1 consciousness. You want to do something. You want to get into a group. You want to get into, say, I don't know, a game, or competition, or a money level, whatever it is. So that rejection, right? They're level 3. So the rejection aspect is, you want to get into that group, but you get rejected. This is the original form of how it is. Okay, you get rejected. It's like you get bounced back. By the way, this is what happens to you in XI. It literally happens to you in XI. You get rejected. So it's like, I'm at a level 1 consciousness. I want to go to a level 10 consciousness, and I bring you up there. Okay, in 18 days, that'll start on Tuesday. It's the fastest way, by the way, to transform your life. In 18 days, guaranteed, your life will change. Okay. Anyway, you want at level one, you've always wanted to be a level 10 consciousness. Okay. That grander vision of who you are. So basically, I keep taking you higher and higher. I keep pulling you basically up to this level. You get to analyze what this level is about. You go, oh shit. So if you're a strong enough person and you take rejection the proper way, you'll analyze, this is a consciousness. Okay. This is all the bullshit that's coming out of me. Okay. Because it has to, that level of consciousness state will shine the light on all your bullshit, all your insecurities, all your weaknesses, all your fears. Okay. It's just telling you that, hey, you need to get rid of all this stuff to be accepted into this level of consciousness. Okay. And then you fall back down. And then what happens is that you start to go, okay, I felt what it was to be up there. I come back down and it's heavy, it's burden for me, right? So the successful individuals go, shit, that's a great opportunity for me to realize what's happening to me. This is this abuse pattern that I have, the guilt pattern that I have. I need to remove it. I need to get rid of it so I can say stay higher or float higher. Imagine if you were in a balloon, right? A hot air balloon, you're in there, you've got all this baggage that's weighing you down, right? I basically pull that balloon up to your higher level, and you get to see where you are. It's your job. Again, this is how successful people use it. It's your job to go, okay, I want to be at this level. What baggage do I need to drop off so my balloon goes higher and higher? Okay. So that's the proper way to use rejection. Okay. Very simple. And I kind of stepped ahead of myself. So now another example, the deformed, say, programming of rejection. What happens? And this is what happens as well when people get into XI and then they start blaming me and shit like that, is that you're level one consciousness, right? People are below that, say a -10 consciousness, and this shit will happen to you, especially in this reality, because as this reality becomes more and more transparent, you can't hide your crap. You can't hide your garbage. And I predicted this years back. This is why politicians, this is why all that child, the trafficking, all the abuse things, all those things are getting unveiled, right? All the entertainers, they're getting uglier, so to speak, because whatever that they're doing is not working for them, right? They're getting uglier and uglier. Their true essence, not their fake essence, is coming out. Okay, no offense, but that's what's happening. Again, I'm not condemning any of those. For those who are entertainers and are feeling, I can help you out on that. Okay, it's just a situation that you got yourself into. So those people are at a low level consciousness. Okay, you're at level one, they're at like -10 or more. What are they going to do? The reverse is that they'll reject you. They'll push you away from not because they feel lower. So they want to pull you down to make them feel higher. Okay. So an example that many of you will say relate to is that, say that you've got a lot of abilities, right? You've got a lot of abilities. You're really talented. You really say you have what it takes to be successful. But then all your life, what happens? Your parents tell you that, you have to dumb yourself down. Again, reject the higher being that you are. So your sister or your siblings don't get pissed off at you, right? Has that happened to any of you guys? I can scan you. There's plenty of you. Here's another situation that might happen to you, is that you get into a relationship and then you think you're the weak one. So what happens is that in reality, that person is weak. The people that you attract are weaker. Okay, for some reason or another. And it's a classic scenario for those people who say have to dumb themselves down because of siblings or their parents. They'll continue that pattern, unfortunately. So what happens is that you get somebody that is weaker than you. You're level 1, 2, 3, whatever. They're like, -10, whatever it might be. Again, lower than you. So what do? They start degrading you. They start cutting you down. They start cutting you down to pull you down to this level so they can literally like step on you. Okay. and then you keep them afloat. And if you walk away, they'll pull you down even further. By the way, when you practice XI, those types of individuals, as you elevate yourself, you're going to get criticized, you're going to get condemned, you're going to go, you're getting dark. Moss is, the cult. He's I don't know, what is it, a guru, or all that bullshit. It's not about that. It's just that you are rising to a higher level, a higher standard of yourself. Okay, so that's the deformed way of rejection. And that's what society has done, and it happens at an individual level and political level, or the deep state. The deep state, for example, the Rothschilds, or I don't know, the people that think that they control this reality, which they don't, because they only control 1% of it, which is the money and the stuff here. Anyway, they're going to be rejected quite a bit. Okay, honey, I'll see you. So what'll happen, and this is what's happening, is that they'll reject society. They'll condemn society, if that makes sense to you. They'll push you away. Society is stupid. We need more. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, hey guys. These are my two daughters. They just love being on camera. So, okay, now get out of here. I gotta reject them. No, go have fun.
Love you, Daddy.
Love you. I just wanted to say hi. So anyway, so what happens is that they will condemn, say, society. They'll make you feel stupid. They'll want to control you, right? Because they have to reject you. Because again, so this is the bigger picture. This is a grand picture that's fallen apart. So the transparency happens, right? They feel the control that they think they have destroyed. They come to a lower level. Okay, it'll happen to you at an individual level as well, by the way. Okay, they'll feel that, and then you're here, so they have to condemn society to pull you down. Okay, so in a closer to home situation, say you have, like I said, a relationship, right? That you think that you're the weak one. In fact, you're the strong one. As you ascend higher and get, say, sorry guys. As you say ascend higher and get stronger, your, say, weak partner will destroy you to keep you lower. Okay, so again, those are all the wrong ways that society uses rejection. So rejection has it reminds me of Dr. Seuss. I forgot the episode because it was a long time ago. But do you remember this guy came in, Dr. Seuss? The guy comes in, and they put an emblem on the chest of whatever animal this was, right? And everybody that had the emblem rejected everybody that didn't. And it happens, right? People who have money, people who have X, they reject people who don't. Right. Well, I have more expensive shoes. I have like $10,000 shoes that are only worth $100 or maybe even less. Right. So they reject everybody. So it's a false sense of security. This is what rejection has been, has deformed into in today's society. Okay. And then so what happens in a bigger sense? Oh, let me just finish that. I've got so many things running in my head, guys. As a note, I'm working on you on top of all that. So I'm reading all of you, scanning all of you, and putting you in subgroups. So, and the way I teach is spatial referencing. Okay, so you might get confused, which is good because it disconnects you from, say, the linear knowledge base, and this is why it's experiential learning. You literally will change, even if you don't understand me. It's okay. So in this Dr. Seuss situation, what happens is that, right, they keep rejecting, and then over time, there's a big void in that society. Does that parallel this society, right? There's a big void. So what happens is that the other people that don't have this emblem on their chest, they they have an opportunity to say get that emblem on their chest. So now everybody has it. So the people who had the emblem on their chest in the past, they go and it's a removal. So this guy that came in that's putting emblems and so now he's removing emblems, and all the while he's just collecting the money, right? Adding on emblems and removing emblems. So as they remove, so now that society, the cool people are the ones with nothing on their chest. And then the people who just got the emblems, it's like, shit, now what do we do? So then what do? They remove the emblems on their chest. And they're one with that. But then there's no, say, separation. So they go back and put the emblems on their chest. Do you see how that repeating pattern? It's a really funny show. You should watch it, and it literally is about society today. So that's what happens, right? And then unfortunately, what happens, and even in today's society or back in history, you were the cool people or the wealthy people if you were fat. Think of it that way. It showed that you had plenty of food. You would throw away a lot of food. And in the Chinese culture, they throw away a lot of food because to show them that they're wealthy. So in today's world, you have to be fit to be cool. So do you see all the ways people reject people to define who they are? Right? So in the XI, or the deep science behind rejection, is that rejection has been used as a tool to hold on to, say, the lack and inconsistency and the fear and all the distortions that you have. So you reject everything around you to hold on to the identity that is you. And that you is basically, you rot in the trash and everything that you hold on to, unfortunately. Okay. So in its truer sense, rejection is about going to a level, understanding that for you to be at a certain level of consciousness, okay, which does include money, fantastic relationships, but everything else. That's not the point. It's not about having or not having in this reality. It's not about that. People go, well, I'm just going to reject money and I'm going to stay poor because I'm going to be a better person. You're using rejection wrong. It's not about having, not having, doing, not doing in this reality. It's got nothing to do with that. Okay? It's an ascension process of you. It's an ascension process of you being closer to the human that you should be. Straight out. That's all it is. It's not even an ascension process to know God, because that's a rejection. Look at religion, right? I know my God, so I'm going to reject all the possible other ways of knowing God. And they're all wrong because they're all incomplete. No group stands out above anybody else. Okay. Now, if you had, say, an ounce of, say, what frequencies that Jesus, a Buddha, a Muhammad would have, an ounce, you would not practice the religions or faith. And I come back to that because as I read you all, you're stuck in that paradigm. Okay. By the way, the podcast, Satan, the Deep Science, that's out, part 1. Hopefully part 2 will be out. Listen to that. You'll get an understanding on what it's all about. Okay. But anyway, so in the time that we have left, the time that we have left, what we're going to do is, 1, recreate all the rejection that you've had in the past. So, and then 2, redefine the rejection, the original rejection programming, what it's meant for, so you can use rejection properly in the future. Okay. So let's take a deep breath in, just noticing where you are, noticing the space around you. And as a note, so rejection, as you notice your surroundings, for you to define who you are, you have to reject all those things that you're not. So notice your surroundings, open your eyes, look around you, look at the details around you. You're rejecting that wall, for example, That's not me. So you're always rejection. That's the original form of rejection, by the way. You're understanding all those possibilities that you could be, like the wall, the rock, the trees, whatever. And I know it sounds strange, but you're defining yourself. That's what rejection, the original rejection, is about. Defining yourself or ascending yourself more into clarity. Again, the crossroads between space, realities, and time. Okay? That's what rejection is about. Rejection tells you, as you take another deep breath in, belly breathing, from the belly breathing into the chest, inhaling through the nose, holding that breath. Just hold that breath, okay, for as long as you can. And again, really hold it. If you can't hold it for a few seconds more. You can do that. Okay, push yourself to take back control. So rejection in its deeper, even deeper form, other than society's form, or human consciousness form, tells you that, hey, I'm way off track. What do I need to do to put myself back on track? Okay. Unfortunately, society goes, fuck, I'm way off track. I'm just going to pretend that where I am is where I should be and hold on to the bullshit that I am. Straight up, I'm just going to drive this path. Since I can't figure out how to come back to again, perfection. Do you see the difference right there? That's what rejection has turned into. But in fact, it's a mechanism to point you into the right direction, into a consciousness that's real. Strong deep breath in again, as I help you connect at a group level or a mastermind level. And then also, so the mastermind is not your level of consciousness. It's a higher version of who you are. Okay? That creates a vortex for you to change, whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not. It doesn't matter. That's why XI is so powerful. Exponential intelligence. It pulls you, whether your belief systems are congruent with your best possible self or not. It doesn't matter. So creating that mastermind. And then also we'll bring in, say, the real definition or there's a consciousness. Okay? It's a program of what rejection is about. So bringing that in for you as well. Let's see. Let's take a deep breath in. And I know many of you felt it when I brought that in. It was a release of tension, right? Many of you felt almost like that. Or kind of like a wave that came through. Let's magnify that. That is the pure quality, the pure definition of rejection. Do you notice that you didn't shortchange yourself? You didn't create fear. You didn't try to huddle away. It was an expansive feeling, because rejection is supposed to make you feel expansive. There we go. As a note, notice how you're feeling. Notice that you're more relaxed. Why is that? Your wallet hasn't changed. Your bank account hasn't changed. Your relationships, your situation, your health. Why is that? Because that's all that you're looking for through all those things that you do. Let's take a strong deep breath in. Now that we've got the groove, that momentum going. And asking ourselves, how do I become a pure essence of myself even more? How do I become my limitless self even more? And again, notice how you're feeling. Quite amazing, isn't it? Again, ask yourself why, how. Not to find out about my abilities. It's not about that, okay? It's about you asking those questions so you can render this on your own, okay? So it's like, how did I do that? So I can learn how to do that on my own, right? Especially for those people who give their power away. Wonderful breath in again. And then the age that you're at. So imagine you're on a timeline on a railroad track. In front of you is the future, behind you is the past. So the time frame that you're in, so the age that you're at. And then go back half your life. Continue to work on you in groups, subgroups. I'll explain that. And then go back to 12 years old, around 10 to 12 years. There we go. So notice all the times that you used rejection wrong. And again, if you take that as a criticism, it's like, I fucked up, I did something wrong. Don't. This is the time to change it. And successful people go, yeah, I did that wrong. What am I going to learn from it so I don't do it again? Not successful people go, shit, I did that wrong. I'm a fuck up. I'm no good. And then you run those programs that keep you being rejected. So be aware of that right off the bat, right? And then note which camp you fell in, which pattern that you fell into. And again, it's not to judge you. I did a Sunday talk on that, by the way. Let's take a deep breath in again. It's just to analyze how you use rejection. Simple as that. So let's help you rewire that for you. I guess we'll stay here a little longer. So as I mentioned, for you who are new, groups, subgroups. So a big umbrella of pulling you into what rejection is really about. And then subgroups. Say you got rejected because you were sexually abused or physically abused and so on. So that's one subgroup. So that frequency is different than, say, a rejection on, say, not feeling good enough ever. Always feeling a void, for example. And I'm just naming some subgroups, right? It's always an emptiness feeling. No matter how good you are, you always feel a void or incomplete. That's different than the first subgroup. Another subgroup that's been created, okay, is where you always would have to say, shut yourself down. You've got great possibilities, probabilities. You can see the potential of you, but what do? You get squelched down for reasons that I talked about earlier. And then there's a few others, but those are the major ones. So each one has to say, or I have to create or help you reprogram from a different programming level or rewiring level, right? So for those, again, who are new, my abilities, we can talk about that later. You all have the same abilities, by the way. There we go. So notice your age, where you are right here, right now, and then looking back half your age. All the times you got rejected. Does that feel better to those? Well, to both camps, right? The one that just looked at it, it's like, shit, I got to change. And then the ones that go, damn, I'm no good. I'm a loser. Do you notice the difference right there? Nice job. For most of you, some of you who are in fear might hold on to it, although you see the possibilities. So it's your opportunity to let go of that fear, right? Fear, we can talk about that some other time. It's an interesting frequency. As we take a deep breath in again, owning your breath. There we go. go back to age of 12. And do you sense the rejections or the things that you've gone through outside of yourself? That's where you want to be. It's not part of you anymore. Your job, as it'll show up later on after this metamorphosis, is to keep pushing that away. So when it shows up, don't embrace it. And don't think it's part of you anymore. It's like, yep, that was the past. I don't want to run that anymore, and then just push it away. Okay. So you go, well, it's heartfelt feelings and stuff. No, you push that away. Okay, trust me, you just push that away. You'll feel the heartfelt feelings at a deeper level in those, say, experiences. Many of you run that pattern. You get rejected and you go, it's a heartfelt feeling. So you need rejection. So your equation is, I get rejected, I feel loved. That's a messed up equation. Right? So as we take a deep breath in again, let's go back to 12 and then 11 and then 10 years of age, 9 years, 8 years, 7. So just help you reprogram. 6, redefine. You can't change what's happened, but you can redefine how it, say, has changed you. 5, strong deep breath in. We'll just stay here for a bit. Again, I can feel a lot of heaviness pull off you. You want to stay in your body. Don't get pulled into, say, the flood that's coming out of you. Right? Stay in your body, stay in your spine. For those who are stay in your groin area, the lower part of your groin, your tailbone. 4, 3 years of age, 2, 1, 0, and then in utero, your mom's belly. There we go. Notice how that feels. So, and then we'll go forward real quick because of time. So 0. And just as I count up the numbers, you just stay in your body. You don't have to think about anything. Just focus in on your spine and then what's in front of your spine. Okay. So, strong breath in again. Say negative numbers. In utero, 0, 1, 2, 3 years of age, 4, stay in your body, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, a quarter of your age, half your age, 3/4 of your age, and then your current self. Notice how that feels as you redefine the experiences that you've had. Again, you can't change the experiences that you've had. You can change how it's changed you. Okay? And then look 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20, till the end of life. Your physical representation here. And for those who are at a higher level, did you notice that your life ended, but your timeline continued on? Nice job. Some of you, a lot of you go, whoa, why is that my timeline continuing, right? For some of you who are in the beginning stages, it's like your life ended. You thought your timeline ended. As you awaken to higher consciousness, you'll see your timeline extend out. There we go. And again, that's for another event. If you want to call it immortality. There we go. So notice how you're feeling. So the process is you take a deep breath in, notice your spine, especially the back of your neck, is that you're going to remember the patterns or the experiences that you've had when you were rejected. You'll literally go back. Some of you will go back and feel like a young kid. You're there to relive those experiences the proper way. So you might remember, or you might re-experience those times that you got rejected. Okay. They're there for you to go, shit, okay, that's how I got rejected. What am I going to do different? How am I going to learn and grow from it? It's not there to go, yeah, I did Moss on Sunday and all this rejection shit came up for me and then it got worse. It didn't get worse. It just highlighted how you always run your patterns so you can clearly see how to circumvent or push through those challenges. Again, it didn't get worse. It's always been there for you. It's just been highlighted, kind of like a highlighter, right? You're on a page, parts that are highlighted, you focus in on that. Well, now you're focusing in on that. So you focus in on it to get rid of it, not to go, oh shit, that's what I'm supposed to hold on to. I can't do that for you. That's against free will. Okay. So as we end, you guys can stay in this space for as long as you wish. Thanks for being here. Look out for next Sundays. Moss on Sundays. We'll put out the topic soon, next couple of days. The 18-day MediMorphosis coming is the fastest way to transform your life, hands down, no matter what you've done in the past. That's coming up for you this Tuesday, I believe. So take a look at that. And then also the big news, human reset. All aspects of your life, say transforming within 18 days. We're going to have a special human reset. Those who have done this before, really fantastic transformation. So it's going to even get even more powerful. That's coming up in October. So take a look at that as well. I do a lot of free stuff. So again, join me on Instagram at Moss_Sajady, Sajady. All right, guys. And again, notice what you notice. Notice all the details of what you're noticing. Again, peace. Hey guys, Moss here. Hope you're doing well.